Hey guys, today we're gonna pick back up where we left off from. This is part two of how to make. This is part two of how to make a collectible slash flight lesson on Tynker. Let's continue. So, um, now we're gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how you can make locomotion to your, or add locomotion to your character, like such as flight locomotion. So here, this is the second level that we're in, so I'm gonna edit that. Now the first scene, I'm not gonna do the locomotion in the first scene because it would not make sense, and I'm gonna explain why. The reason why it wouldn't make sense to have flight locomotion in the main room because it doesn't go along with it. Like, and for the character to have wings and to fly around and stuff like that, and before doing the flight activity, it just doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, it might make sense to y'all, but it just don't really to me. I'd rather to have the flight lesson active for them to get the locomotion of flight. Then after it's done, they will re-rewarded the flight, and then they can fly around. Because like I said, it just don't go along with the story. I've delved into a lot of games, and I've pretty much experienced everything to go with games. So now I'm kind of educated on how to do that. So, yeah, being a game developer is fun. So we're gonna go to the character. This is my character. I don't know why it's named that, but it's named Cody. But we're gonna rename this as Agent RJ. We're gonna rename it Agent RJ. Agent RJ. Agent RJ. Okay. If you don't know who Agent RJ is a nickname that I've gotten about 2 years ago. Well, actually, it was 3 to 4 years ago when I was in school one time, and they nicknamed me that. I don't know, I forgot for what reason, but yeah, that name never died. Anyway, so we're gonna take off these walk blocks. As you can see, it says walk right, walk left, and stuff. And then I usually take off the double jump to fly upwards. So what we're gonna do is when the left arrow is pressed, fly left. And then we're gonna add a speed penalty to that. And then when the right arrow is pressed, fly right, and add another speed penalty. So now when the character is already jumping in the air when the up arrow is pressed, fly up, and then we're gonna add a little bit more speed to it. So the fly left and right speed penalty is 25, and the fly up penalty is 45. Now for the slam, I guess I could do a make it to where it flies down, and then do this penalty to 55. So there you go. So now we can fly. I'm gonna place the character over here where the activity once started. And so yeah, when I press these arrows that you see on screen, the character will go in that direction. Now I usually add something called dialogue checkpoints, and if you don't know what that means, I'm gonna show that off right now. So I'm gonna go to media library, go here. Now what I usually do is this was the original one I used, but I used the invisible one. Like these are invisible, you can't see them at all. But I kind of don't like that because it's like I can't see exactly where it's at, but I'm gonna go ahead and still add it because I feel like it's a good thing to add. So I'm gonna add this along the size of the platform. Actually, you know what? No. I'm gonna add a collectible, and then as I did in part 1, I'm gonna go to settings. I'm gonna delete these pre-made costumes, and I'm gonna add my own costume and repurpose it as this invisible costume. So then the code blocks are already made as the collectible. It's just in a different visual appearance. So I usually put it down like here, and then what we could do is we could just duplicate it over and over and over and over. But what I do is I just ungroup it because sometimes when the actor is grouped and I add UI or something to it, it basically copies off what that other UI is saying, which doesn't really go right with the gameplay. Like I said, I know these things. I've been doing Tynker for about a year or two now. So I'm intelligently learned. Okay. Alright, so now we got those out the way. Now we're gonna add the UI. If you don't know what UI is, UI is user interface. So basically, it also works in 3D games. So basically, the player does something or has to do something, and it will show up a text in the 2D layer of the screen to show the player exactly what to do. So for example, I'm going to type this in and then say fly to the next platform. And then I just say the same thing for this one. I just switch it up a bit, switch it up a bit and say fly to the other platform. See how I said a different word that time? I said other and not next. And then the last one, we just say fly to final platform. And so now, when I fall onto these thingies, it will show the UI here saying fly to the next platform, and then when I do to the next one, it changes up. And see, it switches from next. It switched from next to other. And then the last one. Oh, wait a second. Wait one second. I actually need to retype that last one to "you're all done" because I kind of had the quantity messed up. But I said on the last one, because the final checkpoint thingy was on the last island, and then I said fly to final island, final platform, and that was already the final platform. There was no other platform after that, so I meant to say for the second one to fly to the final platform. So now this should work. Oh, one more thing I need to configure. So I'm going to add a new code block called wait. Now this one means this one sets a wait time for a certain event to happen. So for example, I set this for 3 seconds and then go to previous level. What this does is the player has to wait 3 seconds to go to the next level, or go to the previous level, not next level. So watch this. When I go on this island, that's when it'll start. So it'll take 3 seconds. And see, I didn't even do that there. All it took was 3 seconds, and I went to the next level. So that's how you can edit Locomotion in there. But that's not all I pretty much did. I added some other blocks that you didn't have to know about. But next video, I'm going to do a review on my games in the past made. So, yeah.